I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. I am George Onibe as always. And of course, this very Sunday afternoon, I want us to look at the message I simply titled, Once Upon a Time, There Was, and honestly, there still is, a cultural genocide. You see, there are some people who want to distract you from paying attention to the true or the main issue. They want you to be distracted. But while all this thing is going on, only one thing is at stake. Only one atrocity and evil is being perpetuated against us as a people. And so once upon a time in Nigeria, there was and there is a cultural genocide. Let's look at it this way. Lately, it is trending on social media about what Ukraine is going through in the hand of the Russians and the America. And one will begin to wonder, what option does the president of Ukraine have if he cannot defend the people of Ukraine? And then it is better for him to yield to the Russian, because as far as I'm concerned, yielding to the Americans will be of no good. But it is all about preventing cultural genocide. If you come to Nigerian as well, you will discover that there are a lot of saga, most especially coming from IBB, the Maradona of their era. I have taken time for the past 2 days to read his book. And honestly, he just hypnotized the Igbo people. As a Maradona that he is, he just ripped off his emotion, because there is no way he emphatically talked about what they are promoting. But let them allow themselves to be fooled. But beneath all these things I have mentioned, what is at stake there is that there is ongoing cultural genocide. Now, to be able to draw a clear picture of what I mean and why we are doing what we are doing. If you see American today, one will begin to ask, where are the owners of America? Where are the natives of America? What happened to them? What happened to the original owners of America? And today you see everybody can come from anywhere and become American citizen. There are a lot of native people that have been extinct already. The ones that are left don't even know they are left from their right. And they can never be relevant in their life. Though they may know this truth, that we were one time Native Americans. We were one time Native Australians. We were one time Natives Indian. We were one time Native Asians and the rest of it. But you see, they have been misplaced and they can never be able to find their way back home. But most of you are not seeing it very clearly. And that is why each time will come out and antagonize the criminal-minded Igbo people who are trying to unite themselves. Most people do not know what is at stake. But let's look at it this way. As far as Nigeria is concerned today, the idea that activities of cultural genocide has been on for a very long time. When we had 3 regions in Nigeria, the West, the North, and the East. And then certain ethnic groups in Nigeria, under the umbrella of Wazobia, started recolonizing other ethnic groups within their region. Most of you would not know that this war, this cultural genocide was so fierce that the Ambazonians has to leave Nigeria. They were reporting to the eastern region of Nigeria. This genocide was so obvious, so intense, that the issue of minority report even popped up during the eras of the colonial master. But one will wonder, why is it that the issue of minority, why is it that this issue of cultural genocide taking place in Nigeria is not noticed by anybody anymore? This is simply because they are presenting it in a very enticing way. They are presenting it to you in a very, what English will I use? Very polite way. And so most of you do not understand. And so let's try and break it down. When you talk about this very discussion, cultural heritage, genocide going on, you see the Igbo man who says he's a Biafra comes up every day on social media and they tell you, Abo is Igbo, Abo is Igbo, Ikwere is Igbo, everybody in the South is Igbo. And this is as a result of the simple fact that maybe all these people were on the same region at the same time. They have been doing this thing, you did not notice it. And somewhere along the line, most of our language, dialect, was not just coronated, they were stolen. And the one they cannot steal, they discredit it, they demonize it, and they push it away. And so if I, as an Igbo man, comes up, and then I agree that I am an Igbo man, and so I must operate under the value system of the Igbo man. What happened to my culture? What happened to my tradition? What happened to my heritage? Okay, let me try to bring it closer so that most of you will understand what we are trying to prevent for the sake of the next generation. When America was invaded, and of course Africa as well, the pattern through which they used to destroy the natives American was to build schools for them. And some of their slogan then was, kill the Indian, leave the men. Kill the Indian, leave the men. It was an educational project. The people who called themselves America forced the natives Indian to go to school, to abandon their culture, their tradition, and they were taught a way of life. They were philosophically re-engineered to become who they are not. Where are they today? Okay, let's look at African, for instance. Before our time, have you ever wondered how were Africans able to communicate among themselves? Despite the fact that we have several languages, millions of dialects, how were they able to communicate? Even without a word, before the invasion of Africa, you could know every tribe from tribal marks, from haircuts. Today, you hardly know who is who. And so when you are being infiltrated, when you are being invaded, you won't even know how it's going to come. You can imagine in the era where you used to wear tribal mark. You don't need to tell anybody who you are. They know this is who you are. Imagine those era where our ancestors used to recognize themselves by their hairstyle. You don't need to tell anybody who you are. They just know who you are. And then all of a sudden, we were philosophically re-engineered. And now look at, we are speaking English. And why we speak this English? We call it lingua franca. And why we speak this English on daily basis? The English is self-metamorphosed. And why the English is self-metamorphosed? On the expense of our own language. Now, let's think about it. Do you think it takes 20 years to develop a language or a dialect? My brother, this is our heritage. Our fathers and their father before them, they spent years trying to form a language. Biologically, geographically, religiously, and otherwise. They have to work very hard to put ideas together. Idea that give birth to our language and our dialect. And before our very eyes, they are being destroyed every day. But I know you don't understand fully. Let me try to see how I can still present it to you. When you wake up in the morning as an Igbo man, and then somebody that is Igbo man will tell you that Igbo is Igbo. I don't see anything wrong there, honestly. But just that I see that my culture, my heritage, my tradition, and my value system will be destroyed. How does it go? I say I am Igbo man. An Igbo man traditional attire for now is Isiago. And so as Igbo man, I wear my ekwocha. Which one now should be our ethnic identity? Is it the Isiago or is it the ekwocha? One must bow down for another. And who is going to do the bowing down here now? Is it me? Or is it the Igbo man that want to unite with me? There are issues that are trending on social media. Opobo is Igbo. This one is Igbo. This one is Igbo. And now they are drawing this unity based on culture and tradition, similarity. The point now is, if we say we are Igbo, what happened to our people? Because the last time I checked, these people have not in any way done anything for the betterment of our people. And then, on the other hand, you go to the north. Everybody is Hausa. Everybody is Hausa. Everybody is Hausa. But this is not the truth. What happened to the Idoma? I was listening to somebody from Anyocha this morning. He was trying to compare Igbo language, Eka language, with Anyocha dialect. And I was listening very closely to know if that lady was Igbo woman who was born in Anyoma. And what was she saying? He said, in Anyoma, you call husband and wife Dile Ngunye. And that is true. Husband and wife, we refer them to as Dile Ngunye. The woman is the Ngunye. The man is the D. But in most cases, we can call both of them anyone. But let it be on record that we refer them to as Dile Ngunye. Good and fine. But that girl went on to say, but there is something about Eka people. Despite the fact that they use Dile Ngunye, they still call their wife Mbam. And she said that in her own place, Mbam means girlfriend. I was like, wow, this has never crossed my mind before. And she began to explain what Mbam mean in their place and what Mbam mean in Eka. And honestly, I will ask questions about that. But I know I can call my wife Mbam, most especially. And my wife can call me Mbam or something like that. But then it goes deeper, leading us into more light on who we are. So if Eka people now use Mbamro, and then other Anyoma don't use Mbamro, don't you think that there is something unique about us that must be preserved? And then by the time I give it up and we begin to use other dialects, what happened to my own original dialect? But I know you will not understand. And then you come to the South region today, which is the major focus on this discussion. Somebody is sitting somewhere and telling you, Urobo are Igbo, they migrated from Igbo. Which of the culture, which of the value system, which of them are we going to lower? And let's assume we all become Igbo today, or we all become Yoruba today, or we all become Hausa today, by the virtue of the conspiracy behind Wazobia. What happened to the indigenous people that coexist with this Wazobia? And then you will see they would have been extinct for a very long time. You can talk about the Tarasitators, those Native Americans, those natives around the globe, but they are gone without a trace. You can only whisper about their existence, but they are still among us, but they are gone. But you are not understanding. And honestly, some truths are very difficult to project to you. And so one day, maybe 100 years later, the Igbo now conquered us, completely assimilating our culture, our tradition, and our heritage. And then there will be nothing like Benin again. All the Benin rich cultures are gone. And then all the Yoruba traditions are gone. And then all the Shekiri values and way of life are gone. And then all of us, because we are in the South, all the BBO, all their culture and tradition, all of them gone, assimilated by Igbo unity beggars. What will that make us? Will it truly make us to be accepted as full-fledged Igbo, considering the fact that even the existing Igbo today, they still have class? Like also Igbo, Wawawa Igbo, fake Igbo, original Igbo. What will be our fate? I know you are not understanding it. There is something known as value system. There is something known as culture. There is something known as tradition. If you lose it, your people are gone. The original people will know you, but you will not know them. And that is why today, even in Nigerian setting, while we are working hard to build our one Nigeria, some of us are not first-class students. First-class citizens. Forget about the fact that they don't see it, but their action shows that in Nigeria you have category. But then we'll talk about one Nigeria. But our concern, or my call this afternoon, is simple. There is ongoing cultural genocide. And the only way to go about it is, first of all, we must begin to work for the preservation. We must. That is the one of the reasons why you see us, we come out. We tell you, Agbo is Igbo. Agbo is not Igbo, rather. Anyoma is not Igbo. Ikure is not Igbo. Because we have a lot of things we need to preserve. Because they will destroy it. They will not regard it. Because it doesn't sing of their praise. Because it gives us relevant. So instead, they will destroy it. But these are the handwork, very hard work of our ancestors. Something we should be proud on. Go and ask the colonial master that came to invade Benin and rob and loot everything lootable. Most of those things were not very useful to them. But they want to take glory where the glory does not belong to them. They want to eat glory on the expense of another people's labor. And today, if they return in any of those cultural heritage, it is because everybody has known the truth. And it's bringing reproach to them instead of fame. Because the value system of their terrorist ancestors who invaded virtually almost every group on this earth is no longer selling. So somewhere along the line, their body language, they returned it. But by invading Benin, stealing their heritage, they stole more than that from the people. Many Benin children don't know browse. Many Benin children do not know how their father manufactured those artifacts. But I'm happy they understand what is happening now, and everybody is fighting very hard to do that. When I talk about preservation, let me explain to you why it is very important. Most of us believe that the highest deity in Igbo land, as they say, it's Amadioha. The Igbo man today that is begging for unity, these Biafra ones, they can only use Amadioha to swear for you. But do you know if they have their way, they will destroy Amadioha completely? They don't go to Amadioha. Do you know why? They will rather prefer Ikenga or Ibinokpabe. I'm talking about deity now, because every culture and tradition, all of us have our deity before the invent of Christianity or Muslim. Let me digress. From Abo now, for instance, we have Ekbentu, we have Idugu, we have Akemoho, we have Akpayumude. All these are deities. We have Ezenuwegbe, on and on and on. But it was said that the highest deity within this area was Amadioha. But Amadioha is not in the southeast. So because they cannot move the palace, the shrine of Amadioha, what did they do? They destroy Amadioha. They compromise Amadioha. They don't go there to take oath. Igbo man cannot go to Amadioha to take oath. He will die because Amadioha cannot be compromised. It was the same thing with Ebinokpabe. Ebinokpabe is in Abia State. Originally, that place does not belong to Igbo people. It belongs to Akwa Ibom people. They have destroyed Ebinokpabe, created their own, call it Igwekana. Kanibibio, Efik, Anangban, Akwa Ibom people. Can you people go and claim your property, your heritage that is in Abia State, that is in Ebinokpabe? I know Igbo people will not like this, but they want to unite with us. They have completely claimed that place from Akwa Ibom people. But they could not collect Amadioha from Eche people. And if Eche people allow Amadioha to be destroyed, everything it represents is gone. And just the same way, everything Ebinokpabe represents to Akwa Ibom people, it is gone. Under one Nigeria, heaven can come down. Akwa Ibom cannot take that land from Igbo people again. Some of the things you are not seeing about culture. So this little one now, they have not taken from us under the umbrella of Wazobia in our one Nigeria. My brother, we don't know how to write minority report again. We do not know where to petition, most especially now that our political representatives don't even know what is coming until it dawns on them. And there are things we should do. We must continue to preserve our cultural heritage. And while we preserve it, we must continue to promote it. Now, let me explain to you. Watch Igbo people. You must learn from Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa under the umbrella of Wazobia. They hyper their cultural heritage. They promote it. And your own you refuse to promote. They will come and claim it that is theirs and still hyper it to the glory of their own people. But you are not doing your own. If I wear a normal cloth now and I'm dancing, they will come and insult me. But when they wear Isiago, I do not insult them that Isiago is a ofostreche material used for doing ofostreche. But we will still respect them. But let me wear my Anyoma cloth now. They will call me Fulani. Now, most of you from Anyoma, most of you from South, you will think they are making caricature of me. They are philosophically deorienting you to hate what you like. Did you not see the president of Ukraine? They were expecting him to wear suit. He did not wear suit. You can mock him. You can think you humiliate him. Just watch what they did to the president or what they are doing to the president of Ukraine. All of them will suffer for it. That has become a yardstick for them to be judged. But they do not know. To them, they think that guy don't know what he's doing. He's just not too very sure of the enemy he's fighting now. And he wants to choose his battle very carefully. And so we must promote our cultural heritage. And to do that, we don't have option than what we are doing now. Because we don't even know what belongs to us again. Except for the few one, the Igbo Biafra people have not known the name. Every other thing belongs to them. Our name is their name. Our language is their language. Our land is their language. Our children is their children. Our farm is... But you are not seeing it. South people, irrespective of where you come from. If you allow them to distract you, you are fighting each other. Don't worry, hold on, I'm coming. We need to begin to work hard to protect the right of the minorities. That is why we are here. If you watch my comment section, each time I call Igbo people, there are a group of individuals who try to create the impression. Don't generalize it. You are insulting the Igbo people, but you people don't have sense. But you don't know the mind game they are playing. And when I begin to talk to Yoruba now, you see some group of Yoruba will come and you can't generalize it. You can't talk to Yoruba like that. You are insulting Yoruba. Go and look at Yoruba comment section and Bini and see what they are doing there. Let me talk to Hausa now. That one is even more worst. They will carry gun because they have people in the army. They will do everything, use one Nigerian power and destroy you, and nothing will happen. But yet we are one Nigeria. It's okay. The people who are the one committing the crime are the one pretending to be victim. My brother, we have to protect the minority rights. And so those of you who are from South and other supposed minority in Nigeria, what is going on already is referred to as cultural genocide. They will destroy you completely. Your children will never know you existed. We must move on to educate and create awareness. That is what we are doing. We are educating our people and creating awareness. One of my brothers that has been following me online, who is actually from Abo, he believed everything I told him. He went home and based on my broadcast, he went to begin to consult all his ancestors. When I mean ancestors now, the living one, his great-grandfather, his grandfather, all the elders around. And he was asking them one after the other, are we Igbo? Are we Igbo? Are we Igbo? And he said none of them agree. None of them. They said we are not Igbo. And we have not been debating about this. This is not supposed to be issue. Except this Igbo unification project is more deadlier and poisonous than Biafra agitation. More cunning than obedient movement. But so without us creating awareness, educating our people, a time will come it look as if we never resisted. We have to work very hard to support our cultural revitalization. You are who you are. If you like, come out and say your father come from Igbo, you're this one. When you get back home, you will know the truth. It's just that you will be alone, living in misery. You will know the truth. I am Abo man. I know what my father told me. I know. I saw my great-grandmother. One of my grandmother, who is from Umunede, who was the last in Yese of Umunede. I saw her, the daughter of Tuke, descendant of Osunde, the children of Chano. I know all of their name. I saw these olden days people of Agbo. They have a kind of mark that I don't know if it is cashew nut they used to draw the mark, but it is in their body, and each of those designs represents something. And then somebody say, yes, you are Igbo. Most of our children don't know. We used to have mark. Even as I'm speaking to you, I have my tribal mark. But you won't see it. It's on both sides of my eyes. You won't see it. And when I enter my family, they know me. But all these things are fast going. We have to educate our people. We have to revitalize it. And there are a lot of work for us to do. And of course, we must hold the perpetrators who are responsible for this cultural genocide accountable. I was watching a video online, and these Igbo Biafra unity beggars put on Idoma, traditional clothes. And they were saying Igbo girl and Igbo man. And they accredited that attire to themselves. Now, if you know Benue State very well, you will know that the TV and the Doma have similar traditional attire. Just that one of them is red. The Idoma should be red and the TV should be black. I can't remember correctly now. But the two designs are the same. One of them is black and white and the other one is red and white. And the Igbos are using it and displaying that it is their heritage and even gave that cloth name. Ordinarily, you can't do anything because it's one Nigeria. But you must hold them accountable. That is why in most cases I make a post. I will show you this cap is not Igbo cap. This one, they will insult me. But me, I am holding them accountable. I am telling them the truth. So these people who are responsible for this cultural genocide under the umbrella of Wazobia, we must hold them accountable. We must call them out. We must empower local communities. A lot of things we need to do to prevent this cultural genocide. Because most of you don't understand. Go to your village, they don't even know what we are talking about. Some of you who come from diaspora, you don't even know where to start from. You don't even know where to go back from. Because our people are mesmerized. They don't even know who they are. Many of our normal people, Ika people, young people around the world, most of them start calling me. When we listen to you, this is what we do, this is what we do. And we discover it's true. We've been wondering about that. We must empower local communities to watch out for these criminals who say they are Igbo people going from our village to village in the middle of the night to unite their father and their mother. Is it not concerning that you will wake up one day, you will see some group of Ram who say they are Igbo people, they are in your village. They now look for people, give them 2,000, buy them food, give them gift. They can't even dash them Android phone just to say that they are Igbo. And then maybe those are Igbo children born in our village. They now carry camera and give them. Are you Igbo? Yes, we are Igbo. We are Igbo, middle of the night. Is it not concerning? And you're thinking they are doing it for nothing? That is how they destroy Native Americans. To you, it doesn't mean. Sometimes it may be too late. Let me tell you something before I proceed. When you see Indian people, watch their TV, watch their movie, you will hardly see black Indian. I've said this severally. But then, I have a sister who works in Saipan, there in River State. And so I went to visit her. And in their Ajib quarter where they live, they have series of story buildings there. Each of them were allocated to Ajib workers from different continents. Those from Africa were occupying one building, those from India were occupying one building, and just like that. And I noticed the building that belonged to the Indians were all black people. But the difference between them and Nigeria is that their hair is coily and they have more pointed nose than Nigerians. And I was like telling it, so we have this large number of black Indians? He said yes. But today, you will never see them. The cultural genocide on them is banal. It's the same thing with Australia. The same cultural genocide ongoing against black people is the same thing some criminals are doing in Nigeria in the name of Wazobia. And when you destroy what our own ancestors labored for, which you will never know the secret behind it, except we tell you of what benefit it is. So we have to empower local communities. There are a lot of things to do, but most of you don't understand. We are looking for how to step out, and God will actually guide us when we get to that level of maturity. But have it at the back of your mind. It is not the hatred of anybody that drives us, but by every means necessary, we will not allow any of you to sell the next generation of our people. And of course, to be able to prevent this very genocide I'm talking about, we must monitor and report the perpetrators. Report them, all these Igbo unity beggar. You must monitor them, you must report them. They have not finished uniting themselves. They are uniting us. Both their religious pastor, all of them, because they are the threat against us, the people of South. Yoruba have backed out. Hausa has never come to our region. It's solely Igbo people. When we talk about Ebukobi, some of you think we hate him. I think you people are the one exposing him. And some of you even believe that Ebukobi did not know. Ebukobi just did arrange. A girl that is selling fake product. Now Ebukobi is telling us she now have mansion. I'm sure you must have seen the video. Now Igbo people are still there protecting Ebukobi. What a shame. How I wish it's a Yoruba pastor. You would have seen how, what language will I use? You could have seen how useless they are. What they would have been doing on social media if it were to be Adeboye. But our people don't know. We are sharing selfie. When they say they are social media warrior, you think they are joking. They swore on the wings of propaganda. Bigotry of the highest order. Dish out disinformation and cause confusion everywhere. Look at the problem they are causing in the South. Asian people think they are winning. Oya Asian cause Bini. Oya Bini retaliate. Urobu and Shekiri, Oya let us start. Ibibi Efika Akwa Ibom Eka people, Oya make we hit head together. And your choice, Similindokwa, Oya Igbo people are helping you. Oya start the fight. You must monitor them, report their activities. That is what we are doing here. And of course, the last thing we should do to prevent this genocide, we must foster dialogue among ourselves. We must foster dialogue among ourselves. There are cultures and traditions so similar that in most cases we don't even know who owns it anymore. But when you look closely, you will notice there are still slight differences. It is only through dialogue you can know why that similarity existed in the first place. I have told people, no matter how identical twins look at them closely, you will see that they are not as identical as you think. And so no matter how similar our language, our culture, our tradition and everything is, with dialogue, you will know that there are different things. And this is the dialogue that I told those Igbo, Biafra, unity beggar people, that you can't drag us into unity without consulting our elders. They called it a bluff. And I'm sure they love the unity that is coming on now. So people of South, we must learn to dialogue. There are a lot of things we have to do to prevent this invisible cultural genocide going on. The attack is on Ikwere, seriously attacking Ijaw people indirectly by claiming that all Ijaw land now is Opobo. They are on Benin and Isha, and of course they have been on the neck of Anioma people for a very long time. But if you are from the South, let me tell you one truth. The only reason why they don't dare us is because of Ijaw people. Believe me. All this Niger Delta up and down, all this, when we talk, they cool down. It is because of the Ijaw people. And I want to especially thank the Ijaw people who are there to do the needful. Of course, every ethnic group within the concept of the idea of South, everybody is doing what they got to do. At least Benin people are the custodians. Akwa Ibom people, Ibibio Efik and Anang, believe me, they have gone ahead of all of us in terms of articulation. How do I put the grammar? Society engineering. In terms of articulation, they are 100 years ahead of all of us in the South. I give it to them, but you will not understand. They learn very well from Igbo people. They learn very well. Just that they are not arrogant. They try not to be arrogant. They try to remain humble. And of course, Anioma, we are speaking big English. We are wearing big shoe, drive expensive car, build mansion. But it's okay. We really need to begin to review our stance. Because one day, they will come and give you chieftaincy title, that you are Igbo man. They have given me chieftaincy title. Go and ask Ikechukwu Gwoha. Many of them want to give me chieftaincy title. The last one was Anambra State. Maybe they would have called me the Ibu Nyabo one of Ali Igbo. Of course, they give everybody chieftaincy title. Tomorrow, they will say you are their town man. That is why you answer that chieftaincy. Chukwumanzogo is Igbo man when they benefiting from the coup. But now that Babangida said they are not, it's not Igbo coup, what does that make Chukwumanzogo? Is it not obvious now that Chukwumanzogo is not Igbo man according to Ibrahim Babangida? So who is deceiving who here? I know you don't get the point. Let me repeat it again. They say in the Unity Beggar Association that we are Igbo people because Chukwumanzogo is Igbo man. Immediately, Babangida catch them mugu. They now deny and rejoicing that the same coup they say is Chukwumanzogo, that Chukwumanzogo is not Igbo. Who would allow anybody to use and dump them? If you like, have sense. If you don't like, it's left for you. But the people of South, most especially Anioma Ikwere people, Benin people, understand that there is a high classified cultural genocide going on already. But believe me, we will outlive all of them. Let me go to the comment section and receive insult. If there is anyone, I see John. Happy Sunday, John. I greet you. I see Uyi. Good afternoon from here. I see Igbo Biafra. I see George Onibe. Are you okay? Who are you talking to? Of course, Nnamdi Kanu is a lunatic. He has rabies now. He's in the DSS. The music he is playing, the music he played for us, all of us are dancing to it. Only best, Okoko. I'm talking to Igbo Biafra. Look at the lunatic there. Soludo is trying to make a difference now. You people have started threatening Soludo. And you people are looking for who to unite. Thereby secretly killing our people in the name of unity. But already, we are your destiny and we are your doom. I'll bring the broadcast to an end here. We'll continue from there. Believe me, we are not going anywhere. Have a nice day.